Hey you guys, Morpheus here, and today I have a BG video for you again. I got a lot of comments that people like BG videos, and that's why I have this in the background, but actually the video is about something else. I also want to do a shout out to everyone who recognized me in this BG, which is always fun. And dude, look at the look at all the warlocks. 4 warlocks in our team. Oh my god, that's just sick. Anyways, I'm actually making this video because I want to theory craft a bit. Actually, I already brought it into practice, so it's not that much theory anymore. But yeah, I want to talk to you about gemming and stuff. Because I've been theory crafting with Sorcery. If you don't know who Sorcery is, I already mentioned him a couple of times. He's the best Demologs that I know personally, and I don't know any other Demologs. Except him that are so good. I mean, probably some Russians, but I don't know them personally, so. Anyways, long story. Is that we're trying Haste, the both of us, and we came to the conclusion that Haste is actually the way to go. Now, Sorcery went into Haste before me, but actually I went into Haste long before that. Like last season, I tried it for a couple of weeks. And back then I thought it was really good. It felt really awesome, and you could cast fear really, you know, like faster. You had a short fear cast, which was really nice. The only disadvantage was that yeah, the damage seemed less, and Chaos Wave is greatly affected by Mastery, and so is Touch of Chaos. Touch of Chaos and Chaos Wave, that's your main burst. So, if you're gonna nerf your main burst, it seemed like a really stupid idea. However, Haste also decreases the global cooldown, thus allowing you to spend more Touch of Chaoses in a shorter amount of time. Now, this actually compensates for the damage, but I have to say that you spend more Demonic Fury. However, your Demonic Fury generation is also higher, so it doesn't... Yeah, it's like an exchange here and there. You have less like big hits with Touch of Chaos and Chaos Wave if you still use them. But the thing was, I don't use Chaos Wave anymore, and Sorcery also don't use Chaos Wave that often anymore. Like sometimes. He used to end with Grimoire Sacrifice. Then you should use Chaos Wave, in my opinion, because they hurt like hell. But if you don't go with Grimoire Sacrifice, and instead you go with Supremacy or Service, then I say definitely Haste is nice with Hand of Gul'dan, because that's what I use. I don't use Chaos Wave, instead I use Hand of Gul'dan. And Hand of Gul'dan, as you know, is a dot in like before you enter Metamorphosis, so it's not affected by Mastery, but it is affected by Haste, obviously. So your main burst is kind of 2 Hands of Gul'dan and a lot of Touch of Chaoses. And your Hand of Gul'dan will hurt more than a Chaos Wave, but over time. And then you spam Touch of Chaoses, and your Touch of Chaoses still hurt like hell, but just a little bit less. But you can spam more, so it compensates, and it's actually good. So the pros of Haste, I would say, is faster cast times for like Fear and other stuff, shorter global cooldowns, which is really nice, and it just feels awesome to play with full Haste as Demo. You won't see, you know, the 150k Chaos Waves anymore, but that's only with Sacrifice anyways. And I still go with Service or Supremacy, depending on the comp I play. And then, you know, Haste just feels awesome. And I wanted to let you guys know that it's actually an option. In my guide I say Haste, in my guide I say Crit or Mastery, and I apologize for that. The thing is, I just keep theory crafting with Demonology, and the problem is some classes obviously have one thing that is good. For example, as a warrior, you're not gonna stack agility or something. You just want strength or whatever, you know. But like, I don't know, you don't have that many options. With Demo, full crit is viable, seriously viable. Full mastery is definitely viable. Full haste is awesome. And full intellect is also very, very viable. So actually everything is viable. There are just certain pros and cons that will change your gameplay. Like, I mean, your game style has to change according to your gems. So I would say if you go full haste, definitely only use Hand of Gul'dan and no Chaos Waves anymore. Only if he pops AMS or Cloaks of Shadows, you know, then you can Chaos Wave to get through there, through those things. But other than that, I would say just the Hand of Gul'dan all the time. If you stack Mastery, I would say try to build up a little bit more Fury than do 2 Chaos Waves. The disadvantage is, like with Haste, you can burst from the start, like instantly. With full Mastery, and if you take Grimoire Sacrifice, you need to build up more before you can burst. Otherwise your burst is only like 2 seconds. Which is, in my opinion, just mongoloid, you know. And if you stack full crit, it doesn't matter that much, to be honest. If you stack full intellect, it also doesn't matter that much. But your sustain DPS is better with full crit or full intellect, and your burst is probably a bit less, but it's compensated with like your sustain DPS that is increased a bit. But actually the burst still hurts like hell, even with crit or intellect. So yeah, it's like you can do anything. It has to suit your playstyle. For now, Sorcery and me are trying full haste, and we both love it. And you know, in arena with high competitive players, and you need to cast a fear, that 0.2 second extra or less cast time is actually really nice, because you know, fear is like 1.6 seconds. Now it's like 1.3, 1.4 or something like that, or 1.36. I don't know anymore, but like something like that. So it is like a decrease that actually matters, you know, in arena. Unless you play with 1000 MS, then it doesn't matter anyways, because you have a delay on all your spells. But if you play with little, like almost no MS, then it matters. And it's awesome. So anything else? So yeah, I stack full haste. Check my armory if you want to see what gems exactly. On the left side I still match some socket bonuses. On the right side I just stack full haste. I also reforge into haste, and I try to get as close to 6% hit as possible. Sometimes you can't reach that or whatever. I also have to say that I use Herbalism. Herbalism gives me almost 3k haste, which allows me to eventually hit a new breakpoint for dots. So breakpoints, what this is like if you reach a certain amount of haste, your corruption will do one more tick, or your Shadow Flame will take one more time, or your Doom will take one more time. Also your Doom becomes a bit more viable with haste, in my opinion, because it takes a bit more. But anyways, it's still, I don't know, I don't use Doom a lot. Only versus certain comps that maybe you can't spam this spell all the time. But I forgot what I wanted to say. Skill is priest. He's dead. Okay, nice. Yeah, well, I totally forgot what I wanted to say. Sometimes I just talk out of my ass and I just forget what I was talking about. I was talking about dots and haste and everything. I don't know. Anyways, like I just like it. I just like the haste and yeah. Oh yeah, the breakpoints. Yeah, that was it. So. The breakpoints. So with the 3k haste I get from Herbalism, I can actually hit a breakpoint that is much higher than you would get with only jamming, if you know what I mean. And I have to calculate exactly how much. I mean, I can go to MrRobot.com and you know, like look for Demonology and then haste breakpoints, and I can see exactly how much haste I need for a good haste breakpoint. And I think it's around 14,000 something. Well, I can't reach that at the moment, even if I pop Herbalism Lifeblood. But with some Affliction gear, you know, because I have full Mastery gear right now. But with some Affliction gear, I actually might be able to get there. And then I have a really nice, yeah, I get some more ticks on my Shadow Flame, which is nice. Also, what I could do is choose for one breakpoint lower and then just go full mastery after that if I can't reach the highest breakpoint. But for now I want to try max haste. It's just fun. And I also tried it a little bit in 2v2, not so much in 3v3 yet. Only a few games, and that went horrible because my mage went arcane a few times and then I got pissed and whatever, and then we lost. But I don't know, like we didn't play serious at all, so I couldn't really test it. But I want to test it seriously in 3s, I think it's the way to go, and Sorcery also said to me today even that it might be the way to go, because he also agreed it felt really good in 2s and 3s. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to let you guys know, like that Haste is viable, and if you're an Affliction Lock and your off-spec is Demo, then it doesn't matter, it's actually good. So, or if you're a Demo and you want an off-spec as Affliction, just stack full Haste or get Affliction gear and actually it might play as well, or just as well, or whatever. I do recommend at least a certain amount of Haste, I mean Mastery, like going below 20% if that's possible. I don't think it's possible, right? Well, I don't know. Like if you go below 20%, that's painful, you know, then the burst becomes really too weak maybe. I'm like at 22% Mastery or something, and 26% Haste. That's just a nice figure. Also, because in 3s I play with my Holy Pella, and he of course gives me the Mastery buff. Also Rescue Shamies or Enhanced Shamies, if you play with that, can give Mastery buff. So play with those, you know, play with one of those healers or DPSs. Be sure to get that Mastery buff, because if you stack full Haste and then you get this Mastery buff on top of that, it's just nice, because you still have a lot of Mastery to deal good Chaos waves if you need to, or Touch of Chaoses, but you also have this great Haste for shorter global cooldowns and faster Fury generation, also faster Fury spendation, if that's a word. But yeah, it's just nice. Anyways, let me just finish this BG. I hope that this teaches you something, and I hope that I explained enough about this subject, about going full Haste. And I want to again apologize for not putting this earlier in the guide or something, and I apologize if you stack full Mastery now or full crit or something and you're like, fuck, I should have gone full Haste. I apologize, but it's just because I constantly experiment, and so does Sorcery, and we just try different shit out, and we test versus target damage, and then we see that the damage of Haste is actually the same of Mastery, but then with certain, you know, perks to it. So yeah, it's just a road of discovery, and you know, I discover along the way. I'm not the best player, you know, I just hit 2200 like a few weeks ago. So yeah, I also have to learn, you know, so bear that in mind. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'm gonna finish this BG. I'm actually doing quite okay. Returned the flag a couple of times, captured the flag, and killed some flag carriers, whatever, and killed some healers. So it actually wasn't too bad. Anyways, see you guys. Morpheus out.